What's up everyone, it's LaboreSangre here, and I'm here today with a combo Exodia Beast Hunter list revolving around the card BeastMaster Leoroxx. Now as you can see on the text, BeastMaster Leoroxx summon 3 beasts from your hand for 8 mana. So the point of this deck is to thin your deck while staying alive until turn 8 or turn 9, which the deck actually draws it pretty consistently, like Leoroxx and then having the Double Swords in hand to win the game. So the way to specifically draw the Double Swords are through like Scavenger's Ingenuity. If you have one in hand, you can copy it with Ramkahen, and obviously you want to copy a buff Double Sword if you have the chance. So the turn before your combo is whenever you'll do like the final setup. If you have Leoroxx but you don't have Double Swords, you're gonna want to look for Leoroxx with Tracker. If you have the opposite, where you have Leoroxx but you don't have Double Swords, maybe you have a Ramkahen and you can just copy one, or just find a way to just figure things out and just staple the last couple of pieces here. So enclosed is a couple points of gameplay. Hopefully that helps you guys understand a bit of how to play the deck and maybe see like what cards work, what cards don't, if you want to make changes to it yourself. This is my first YouTube video, so if you would just give it a like, subscribe if you're interested in what you see. I do a lot of off-meta wild decks, and I plan to do one video a week. But currently, as you can see, this deck is really like anti-aggressive, so with Doomsayer, Explosive Trap, Dwarven Sharpshooter even is really good in Candle Shot. All this stuff is just really good like time buying in the early game until we find our combo. But the deck is just so much fun whenever you jam Leoroxx and smack your opponent with 3 Double Swords, all buffed. Just great damage here, potential with this list. And I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good week. So this deck is called FaceMaster because just like any other face deck, your opponent plays taunts, you lose. And our opponent there played taunts. Not only taunts that lifesteal whenever they die. That's like the only thing I can think of that's worse than a taunt. A taunt that when you kill, your opponent just heals when you already had to pour damage to kill it in the first place. Hunter, I think I just full toss here. Hunter is weird. Like, Explosive could be okay. I don't really know what a Hunter is. Like, there's Even Hunter. Even Hunter was kind of off meta, but like, it had the spotlight like a couple months ago. Like, not too far ago, but far enough to where I don't expect to see it. So honestly, I have no clue what Hunter would be right now. Probably not Spell Hunter. Maybe some Secret Hunter. I guess the most common thing is like Reno Hunter, unless I'm just missing something. And so far he's doing nothing, so it feels good for us. Just already having like these minions out here, it really just increases my chance of winning, being the one on the board. He's not going to run some sort of combination of cards to like deal with our stuff, right? There's no way a Hunter can deal with, you know, our insane damage output. And look at this right here. Really good stuff here. Really good that we can just jam this guy on 3. Okay, so it is looking like Secret Hunter, maybe Reno stuff in there. He is going to swing in, which is interesting. He's going to go ahead and use the weapon instead of like trying to hoard it for more charges. So proc this, see what it is. See if we can get our explosive going. Explosive. He plays an explosive. We pull an explosive. Explosives everywhere here. It does look like we want a Leoroxx, so I'm going to tracking first. See if I can reduce my minion pool. I did not reduce my minion pool, but Scrap Shot is the answer. I'm going to wait on the tracker. I want to draw some minions first, see if I can tracker, like, specifically Geppetto or specifically Leoroxx. Anything that I know is going to speed up my draw. Okay, yeah, so he is. He is doing secret stuff. With the Spellstone, even. Yeah, we already have an explosive into play. I can Scrap Shot one of them. I think this is fine. He could also be Spell Hunter, actually. He hasn't played a single minion yet. Something to consider. So ideally, Ideally, we look around next turn for Geppetto or for Leoroxx. Geppetto if we whiff on the Leoroxx, so we can quickly maybe draw the pieces. But yeah, Spell Hunter is another deck that I actually have the cards for that I needed to try. I tried it a couple months ago, but not really recently. Because I have the weapon, I have like the cool spells with it, and there's the new Grand Slam. There's a bunch of new like interesting cards for the list. Oh man, speaking of Flare, that actually kind of sucks because we were hoping to do Flare or Explosive Trap into Explosive Trap to kind of whittle his board down one by one, but unfortunately it didn't quite work. So this needs to hit Leoroxx. Geppetto's a little slow. Really just need the Leoroxx here to easily close out the game. Take two? Take two. Take three? Take three. Oh man. This is not what we had in mind. Oh man, Rockdalar too. The damage output from Rockdalar. I mean, okay, I have Ooze. He probably goes all face, right? Which means I can at least trade into one. Wait, so this is like RNG, right? Like what people complain about Quest Mage, but it's like you have to run all spells to access it, and it's completely random. So this is a defensive turn, and then I hope to kill him next turn. So try this first. That worked, okay. So this should work. This guy. Dwarven, shoot this. I don't want to play into the trap that would give him a 6/6, right? The rat trap. So we'll wait. I can go tracking and then coin Leoroxx, and it would still work, but I don't know. Hopefully his spells are bad and it just buys us a lot of time here. Hopefully, like, the spells are bad. We can look one more time for the third time with Stitch Tracker and just go from there. Okay, so he's not jamming anything really quick, so I don't feel like he has like an obvious play, right? Something that you'll notice from a lot of people, like what to expect, is like how quick they make their play. If they slow it down, it's probably not obvious, you know? I do like that trade a lot, actually. I wasn't sure he was going to make it, but I like that a lot. Huh. I mean, I can trade here and then explosive. I guess step one is to test tracking for lethal. I mean, I say lethal, but it's only 10 plus 7, 17, plus this is 20. Not actually lethal, but tracking first. There we go. So now I need to set up lethal. Need to set her up. Ooh, cat trick. Okay, this is fine. Set up the lethal by explosive. This pulls one actually guaranteed. Scavengers pulls a Devil Sword. So next turn is guaranteed. Okay, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. Misdirection, though. If he plays Misdirection, it's going to be like one of the best misdirections in the entirety of Hearthstone. Oh, that's really good, Kire. You use Malygos Aspects to Magic into Malygos Tome. That's definitely like a win condition for like a mage with Pocket Galaxy, right? Just a lot of burn that you can discover. I tried a list like it, but I'm just missing a couple optimal cards that I'm sure I'll craft eventually. Oh my gosh, Leoroxx, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, Leoroxx. We didn't even need to use the coin, right? Like, coin hero power. Perfect. Hopefully he's not counter queuing and we can win this one. Nope, Polymorph Boar is not a possibility off of Zephyrus. Zephyrus only does the classic cards like Flame Waker, Blizzard. If you've been around for that long, it'll make sense to you the era. But essentially, Polymorph Boar was a card that was introduced afterwards, and so it's not from the Evermost classic. Like, it's not as old. Like, only the oldest cards that are still in Standard, basically. Only the oldest, like, generic class cards. It's one of the easiest ways I can explain it to you. Twisting Nether, Brawl, just the cards that have been around forever. Siphon Soul. Oh, really? Unseal the Vault, okay. Unseal the Vault. I mean, hey. This hand is really defensive. I just need a way to kill him. Just need to find my Devil Swords by the Leoroxx turn. Ooh, speaking of finding a Devil Sword, there's one of them. Now, this deck does run a lot of rush minions, so I don't really expect the Dwarven guy to live long. They run the weapon, right? You can just weapon it down and get a 1/1 for it. Wait a second, why would you run that dragon? I think he's Reno Unseal the Vault Hunter. He's Reno Quest Hunter, everybody. Oh, he might be playing the same thing. Yeah, maybe. That would be really interesting. Gonna get as much hero power value here as I can. It's a little weird curve-wise, but sure we have time before Leoroxx, because I think I need Leoroxx to kill if he has Reno. Tracking, okay. I highly doubt he has the deck built like we do, as defensively with like Tar Creepers. Like with that quest, you gotta have it built a little different. Like obviously Tracker's pretty good. Tracker's like universal in the brain, but our deck is like very anti-aggro, whereas his runs quest, so he's got a lot of minion generation. Whether it's anti-aggro or just straight presence, right? That's true. BeastMaster plus hero power does a little bit more damage. Yeah, you are correct there. Just gonna jam the Tar Creeper here. I have time for the Ingenuity, I think. Next turn I can go like Ingenuity into the Ramekin. Ramkahan. Ramkahan, I don't know, what the Wild Tamer is what I usually call it, but Scrapshot, yeah, he has to be doing like a Knuckles deck or like a Beastmaster deck for sure. So at this point, we have the coin, so if we have, like, you know, enough damage to kill him, we should win here. Especially if this dude copies the right Devil Sword and not the wrong one. Oh yeah, no, he was listening, he was listening. We got the right one. Really interesting mirror, man. I didn't expect him to have a deck, like, pre-built. Like, there's no way he built that right then, right? He already had this deck, so you know that he's like a innovative deck player as well. Cool deck player. So we have 3 Devil Swords. We have 18, 25 damage. So if I go face and hero power, we should win the game overall. Next turn. We do not win to Ziliax here. Not much I can do about that. Not like we lose, we just don't have lethal next turn. Or some sort of weird taunt that he runs, right? But our play is still just so powerful, I'd probably still go for it. Yeah, Knuckles would be another really cool enchant, I agree. Knuckles used to be my favorite legendary back in the day. So yeah, he does have a taunt. I swear, this deck just hates taunts. Like, what can you do? Taunts like solo this deck. Now luckily, this is pretty good. Just drop Ziliax, drop Candle Shot. Proceed our way through this taunt here. I'm going to leave this up. I'm going to leave up the Divine Shield. He hasn't drawn anything, right? There's like no way we're dead. He played Scrap Shot, so I believe that he has 1, but I wouldn't believe anything more than 1. Harrison, wow, okay, so yeah, it's definitely a Reno deck. And a cool one at that. I mean, Brand Harrison, when was the last time you were hit with that? But unfortunately for him, he is just dead to Leoroxx. Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 board spots. We only have 2. Completely good to go and right on curve. Deck is just so consistent. 9, 9, and 7. Yes, mobile can play against PC players in Hearthstone, yeah. Anyone on the server, pretty sure. Alright, Chad, I said 2 games. That was 1 game. This is literally the last game, the last chance for Hearthstone to give me a chance here. Okay, this is probably a loss, but better than what we've seen so far. This seems okay. If I can find Ooze on 3 if he goes Ankar, we're gonna win. Otherwise, our hand's a little lacking in defense, but not terrible with like Candle Shot Explosive. It should cover most early minions. Astonishing, does he have 1-drop into 2-2-2-2? 1-drop into 2-2 patches? Like, does he have the nuts? Is that what he's saying, Astonishing? He does have the nuts, okay. He has the semi-nuts. He has patches in hand, but he traded patches for Parachute Brigand. Could be better, could be worse. I do think we're going to win this one. Does he play patches here, or does he have a better 2-drop like Ship's Cannon? He does not have a better 2-drop, but he does have another 2-2 he drew. So lay the Explosive, attack here if it's the 3-3 buffer. So he's out of cards, guys. Can we beat a Pirate Warrior that's basically out of cards? Nope. Well, I can look for an Ooze. I can look for an Ooze, or I can just Peppa Jam Animal Companion. Oh my gosh. We can beat a Pirate Warrior that's out of cards. Holy moly.